What is going on, guys? It is Fluxified here and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to go through all of the latest news for Rust console this week. I'm recording this on the 12th of April, so we'll be covering everything announced from the week before, and we are trying to do a video every week just like this on the channel, so I can always keep you guys up to date on the latest news Rust console edition. As always, if you do enjoy this kind of content, please be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. So it's been quite a busy week for Rust console overall. We've had new questions for the next-gen version answered on Twitter, we've had new screenshots for the next-gen version out, we also got a new hotfix for the main branch of the game, fixing a few issues that players were having, and of course a fair few other things as well. Before we dive into the news for the future Rust console edition, I am going to acknowledge the issues many players have been facing. Over the last week, quite a few players have been experiencing lag in-game. I actually was one of the people that also had this, and it was just really frustrating to deal with, to be honest. I was in fights with people where they had a DB and I had a pistol, but I couldn't actually reload my gun. I was just kind of lagging everywhere, and when I would open a door, it would take 4 seconds to open, and the same with like a large box or anything like that as well, and it was quite frustrating to deal with for sure. Luckily though, the developers have been looking into this, and I have also noticed a significant less amount of lag I've been experiencing while playing Rust console now, so hopefully for anyone experiencing lag, the situation will continue to improve. We also had a new patch for the game, update 2.1.4. This update didn't add anything new to the game, but it did fix a number of issues that players were facing. Just to read off a couple of the fixes: scientists will no longer go invisible at certain distances. There were a few description localizations for color switching options, which are no longer missing now. Player kits are no longer showing 9 scrap as a cost in the kit UI and can now also be purchased in the kit machine. I think that's in relation to community servers, but still it's a good fix overall. Deployable items will now snap to a wall when placing them, and a couple of other nice little fixes as well. So overall, not so much a big patch, but definitely a welcome one for people that were experiencing issues previously. Bug fixes are always welcome, as ultimately bugs can ruin the gameplay experience for players, so things like this always appreciated. We also had a new update to the skin store, adding some new Easter architecture. I'll put it on screen right now, and overall I think these skins are pretty nice. I like the carpet skin especially, I think that's quite nice, and I also like the sheet metal door one as well. I think it's very festive. Alright, so that's enough waffling about the current state of the game. Let's talk about the future, because this week we did get quite a few questions answered, and we also got some new next-gen screenshots as well. So let's start from the top. Question: will the next-gen version support the use of mouse and keyboard? And the developers provided the answer: no, mouse and keyboard will not be supported on any version of Rust console edition and will remain a bannable offense. I'm very much in the court of, I think Rust console is a game made to be played on a controller, and ultimately if you do want to play with mouse and keyboard, just play it on PC. You know, that option is there for you if you want it, but for now the console version is only going to be playable on a controller. Moving on to the second question, the question asked was: will the Donut Island map be on Next Gen 2, and will it come to official servers? And the developers provided the answer: the Donut Island is a community server map preset, which will still be available for community servers once Next Gen is released. However, this map will not be coming to official servers. So there we have it. I think that is definitive confirmation. The Donut Island map will only be on community servers moving forward. It won't be coming to the main branch with the Next Gen version of the game, and it is strictly going to be a community server only map. For those of you wanting to know my opinions on this, I do think it would be nice to see the Donut Island come to the main branch, at least now, because I think Rust console is in a bit of a weird position right now where a lot of the player base is just waiting for the next gen version, so most people probably aren't even playing right now, they're just letting that anticipation build for this next gen version. And for those that are playing, I mean, we want something new, you know, we want something to dig our hands into until the next gen version releases, and you know, having this map available on official servers could be that one thing that then bridges the gap until we get the next gen version. Finally, the final question of the week: will the in-game bans from the old gen version be carried forward into the new gen version? So obviously the developers are saying here, if you were banned on the current version of Rust console for any reason, will those bans carry through to the next gen version as well? And the developers have provided the answer: yes, bans from the old gen version will remain unchanged and will carry over to the next gen version. Quite a good answer by the developers developers here. I do think it's fair that if you were banned previously, that does carry forward, as obviously we don't want to see those cheaters back in the next gen version while we're playing that, especially if we have to pay money for it, as ultimately then those people won't be able to start cheating again on the next gen version of the game and ruin the experience for other players. So now we're going to move on to the new screenshots the developers have provided us from the next gen version. The first screenshot we have is of a lighthouse at nighttime. Now I do understand what the developers are doing here. They're trying to show us pictures from different times of the day. Obviously this is more a nighttime picture and we can see the reworked things. I think the moon looks a bit different and we can definitely see the updated lighthouse here. You can see the light beams shining out from the top and it does overall look really good and a definite improvement from what we have now, but ultimately we can't really see too much in this picture. We can't really see the water or any of the background. It's really just that lighting we can see here, but to be fair it does look very good. Moving on to the second and final picture the developers have showed us this week. This is another nighttime shot of the oil rig and it's kind of the same thing again. We can't see too much, but the lighting really does show for itself and it really does look a lot better than what we have now. If you zoom in specifically at a couple of parts on the picture, you can see small beams of light being cast from the lights and it really does give a nice next gen look to the game. So I think that just about covers all of the news for Rust Console Edition this week. It's been quite a good week overall and the developers do seem to be giving us a slow stream of new updates for the game, answering new questions and giving us new screenshots of the next gen version. I will be back next week of course with another news roundup, but for now that's all from me. Thank you for watching and I'll see you on the beach.